It looks like Curt Lawson is ready early. I see him smile, so I'm just gonna hit a couple of buttons here and say hello to our good friend. He is the Chief Information Officer and the Deputy Chief of the West Bloomfield Police Department. Curt, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here in the MegaCast. Been a couple of days. What a great day! It's been a great day. We talked to Kim Ziley just a minute ago, whose company is making face shields. They were a concept vehicle company in Rochester Hills, and now they're making thousands of face shields every day. One of just a zillion stories that people are working together, and I'm sure you're seeing that as you're enforcing the law in your community in West Bloomfield, that people are doing everything they can to get through this crisis.
You're correct. And first of all, it's great to see all these businesses that can contribute to this cause coming together. And I noticed in the Detroit News and the Free Press, CEO Jay Farner from Quicken Loans had a quote in there about now is the time for business leaders and businesses to come together to make these face masks, make those the protection equipment that's necessary for our first responders and our medical personnel. So we've had a great response from not only the community, but from businesses that have even been helping us out here at the police department and the fire department. So it's just been great to see.
Curt, I understand from talking to police departments across our area in Oakland County and beyond the last couple of days that the calls are down. More people are staying at home, and one real clear indication that people are staying at home is there are fewer calls into the 911 center for traffic accidents and just the things that you normally deal with on a day-to-day basis. Are you seeing that as well?
So we are seeing that. I know that you talked to my friend Captain Edwards over at Bloomfield Township, and we're pretty consistent with what's going on at their police department. Our run volume is definitely lower within the police department. We're seeing more family troubles, more domestic violence runs than we have before, and that's to be expected. But certainly our fire runs are remaining high, and they're still remaining the last 2 weeks about 30% over what we were experiencing prior to the COVID-19 crisis. Our fire department has done a great job in upstaffing. They have 7 squads or rescue vehicles in service, and their response times has not been hurt at all through this COVID-19 crisis. They've just done an outstanding job, and hats off to them.
Well, and I'm sure that's the case across the coverage area, too, and talking to other first responders, they got their hands full. I mean, and if you don't know the numbers, all you have to do is do what I've noticed. I mean, I'm hearing way too many sirens. I hear a lot. Tyler, I don't know if you noticed that or not, but
I have too.
I just hear sirens all the time, and I know that each one of those sirens is tragically someone probably on the way to the hospital in a tough situation. So you could take a minute to give them a thought and maybe a prayer, and hopefully they'll get better. But you look at it anecdotally, it's up. And Curt Lawson, no surprise that you have the numbers that say we're awful busy. Are you getting calls into your 911 center that you'd rather not get right now? Is the 911 center having any trouble with people slowing down the other activities that they should be doing?
No, we're holding our own. We got a great group that works inside our communications center. Once in a while we'll get the kind of the silly calls, but we get a lot of calls concerned about people not adhering to social distancing. So we definitely send officers out, and we're doing more of an education for our community, for those that haven't quite got the message yet that, look, you need to keep that 6 foot apart. We're not going to have large group gatherings. We certainly are discouraging that. And if we have repeat offenders, we're going to take some case reports and we're going to forward that up to the prosecutor's office. But so far, we haven't had to do that at all. Everyone's been very cooperative. I've noticed in this community very low traffic, which is certainly unusual for us out on the roads. And everyone is really doing a great job. And we're seeing the curve continue to go up. We have not reached the apex of that curve yet. So now is a very important time that our residents do what they've been doing, even on a beautiful day like this. We really encourage everyone to stay home as much as possible. If you want to go out for a walk and keep that social distancing, get a little bit of exercise, totally fine. But when you're not doing that, we would like you to stay at home. We still have a little bit of a road ahead of us.
Yeah, Curt, and what's really amazing, and you mentioned how beautiful it is today. It's incredible. This has been any other spring day, one of the first 60-plus degree spring days in our area. It would be like Daytona Beach around here. Everybody be out, they'd be working on their yard, doing their gardening, having a good old time, maybe. I even know some people that might light up their barbecue and actually pop open a six-pack, safely. But that would be going on all over the place, and we're not doing it. And I know we all feel a little cheated, but I agree. It's amazing. I mean, it is amazing how well people are working together. And I mentioned earlier on the show at the grocery store, I had to go shopping yesterday. At the grocery store, almost everybody had a mask. And you start to talk to someone. I ran into somebody I knew, and I started talking to them. I said, well, you got to keep your distance. I can't get on the radio and tell people to stay 6 feet apart. Have Curt Lawson tell me to stay 6 feet apart from Tyler Keefe, and then, give you a big hug in the grocery store. So everyone's doing a good job, don't you think?
Well, I caught myself just this morning. I went out. We have a water main break over at Maple and Tamerlane. So I went and visited our officers there. And I caught myself almost shaking one of the officers' hands, thanking him for being out there. And I'm like, no, I got to keep my social distance. So, we're still working through the new reality that I really believe that we're going to be living with through at least the end of April. And I know that the governor's stay-at-home order expires on April 13th, but we believe that's going to be extended.
Well, I think it is, and the legislature cleared the way yesterday for her to be able to do that. They've extended her ability to continue her emergency order till the end of April. Hey, we'd like to see all this go away as soon as possible, but you're right. Step one is to get the curve flattened here in Oakland County and in Michigan. And, good signs. It's starting to happen elsewhere. So hopefully we're not too far away.
That's right. And if we keep doing what we know to be right, which is stay home, social distance, proper hygiene, we will get through this a lot quicker. If we're going to go outside today, we're all going to get together and we're going to have family barbecues with neighbors. This is going to go on for months. So we really need everyone to adhere to what the governor has asked us to do, which we've done so far here in West Bloomfield. And we're going to get to that apex of the curve and we're going to start leveling out. But we just got to keep holding what we're doing for a few more weeks.
It's hard. It's hard. We understand. It is hard. Passover tonight, really hard for families not to be together. Easter Sunday coming up, again, really hard for families not to be together. I love the Zoom thing and the other things people are doing. We're doing it in our family. You and I are doing it right now, so that's helping. But it's hard, and it's hard on a really nice day like today. But, I'll tell you what, watching the national reports, and we're going to talk to folks at the hospitals over the next couple of days and try and quantify it here. Maybe a little bit too early, but they had to readjust or adjust the national projected death numbers to the coronavirus way down yesterday. And that's great news. And that's happening because of what the people right here in our community are doing. And I can't wait to go to that Oakland County map, that zip code map that we take people to. I see you smiling right now. You've been there. And see those numbers come down. They're going to come down. And you know what? They would be a lot worse, Curt Lawson, if people weren't doing the right thing. So, bravo.
Totally agree with you.
Anything else you want to add? Anything else people need to know?
I just want to throw out that reminder that Maple Road is closed. So if you're going out to one of our local parks and you're going for a little exercise, Maple Road is closed. We hope to get that reopened later this afternoon. West Bloomfield Water and Sewer are working very hard to get that open for us. But besides that, our staffing levels at Town Hall, the police department, the fire department, really throughout West Bloomfield government, the staffing levels are good. Everyone's working very hard, and we're staying healthy.
Are you hearing the same thing, before we say so long, on your conference call with other communities? Because we're talking to a different community every day. Are you hearing the same thing across our region?
I am. We have contingency plans with other police departments, other fire departments to help each other out here in Oakland County. We've been in discussion with the sheriff's department as far as staffing, and right now everyone seems to be doing pretty well and staying healthy. We have some very strict rules as far as how we conduct ourselves. You can't even get into this police department unless you're going through one specific door. We have a checkpoint. We're taking temperatures. We're making sure everyone washes their hands. We're washing all countertops and commonly touched areas numerous times throughout the day. And I think that's being done countywide, and it's really made a difference.
There's only one building that is cleaner and more secure than the West Bloomfield Police Department, and that would be right down the road. We're keeping this place just absolutely perfect, thanks to your good advice. And hey, everyone's doing it. Everyone is doing it in their home, in their business if they're working. So thanks to you, Curt Lawson. I appreciate it. And thanks for sending an upbeat message with your smile and positive attitude during these incredibly difficult times. Whoever would have thunk? I mean, we knew this was coming, but nothing like this. I mean, when we started talking about this well before this crisis ensued, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, coronavirus. I mean, we
Right.
never thought that we were going to be in Oakland County and Detroit in the epicenter of this nationally. I mean, short of New York and maybe Louisiana. I mean, we're dealing with more than anybody else in the country.
That's correct. And, I couldn't be happier with the way local governments have really handled this, in my opinion. We go to a lot of training. We're very fortunate, especially here in West Bloomfield, that we get a lot of training. All of our command staff very educated, both at the police and the fire, and they've conducted themselves very, very well. And I'm certainly speaking on behalf of the township supervisor and the township board that they're very pleased with how things have gone here in West Bloomfield. I mentioned this last time I was on the air. We were the first township in Oakland County to stand up an emergency operations center, and they've done a great job coordinating services, and things have run very, very smoothly. And certainly our residents, if they want any more, any additional information on COVID-19, I know it's everywhere, but what's going on right here in West Bloomfield, feel free to go to the police Facebook, the police Twitter, the township website, or certainly tune in to your wonderful radio station and the Civic Center TV.
All right. Thank you very much, Curt. And by the way, before you say so long, huge thank you to Auburn Hills. You are on the Auburn Hills Facebook page. So, I'm sure the same thing is going on in Auburn Hills and in Troy and in Birmingham and in Bloomfield. I know all you guys talk. And so not only did you get to give us all this good news, you got to do it for everyone in Auburn Hills in addition to West Bloomfield. So nice job.
Well, everyone stay safe, and thanks for having me on today.